Good morning everyone, this is Aruna, I am your science teacher. So today I have come up with a new topic in the lesson of acids and bases. Okay, before get into this topic, I just want to let you know, those who have not yet watched my videos, so please do subscribe and please do watch till end, and if you really like this video, please like and share. Thank you. See, already we have started that lesson acids and bases from the 7th class, and also I have told you, I have discussed about what are acids and what are bases, what is the source of acids and bases, so where do we find them, and what are indicators, how these indicators can identify the nature of the substance of acids and bases. Everything I have explained in a clear manner in the previous videos. So though if you have any doubts regarding that, you just go to the previous videos and you can check it out, right? So now today I just want to ask you that have you ever watched that blood comes out of the lemon? So we have already seen many times that lemon. So whenever we cut in any lemon, so we can see that white color layer, observe that white color layer on the lemon, right? But whenever we cut lemon into two pieces, automatically the blood comes out from it. So how is it possible? So do you believe the words, do you believe if I say like that? No, but it is possible. How it is possible? See, whenever we take any knife and it is dipped in methyl orange solution, if we use that knife to cut that lemon, automatically the red color solution which comes out from that lemon. Okay, so this kind of solution, it appears as a blood, but it is not. Okay, so why? Because already we have learned about the acids and bases and indicators. Whenever any acid is mixed with methyl orange indicator, automatically it turns into red color. Yes or no? I have already explained in the lesson in the topic of indicators. So like that, whenever any knife, if it is dipped in methyl orange indicator, okay, if it is dipped in methyl orange indicator, what will happen? Automatically the acid becomes red color. So like that the color of lemon juice will be turned into red color. So by using these science tricks, okay, by using this science tricks, so many of the jugglers or magician, they will show and they will represent it is a magic. But we have already learned about this science, but the people who doesn't have any idea regarding this science tips, they will trust them, they will believe the jugglers and they believe the magicians. So next time, so whenever you go to any magic shows, you don't believe them, because behind their performance there is a science, okay? So now let me tell you, today I just want you know how these acids will react with another metals, how these acids will react or combined with if any other metals, what will happen, what are the products do we obtain, okay? Then how these metals will show or will change their characteristics when they are added to some other things. Let us discuss. We know that acids present in the vegetables as well as the fruits, that we know those are natural acids, because those are occurring in the natural way, right? But apart from natural acids, there are some acids, so those have prepared from the minerals, okay, those have prepared from minerals. Then what are they? Here let me write you for you, HCl and H2SO4, and one more thing is H2NO3, okay na? So sorry, HNO3. So these three are the acids which are prepared from the minerals, and these three acids are said to be mineral acids, are called mineral acids, okay? Because these are, if we find them as a concentrated, these are very dangerous to our skin, because if they have fallen on our skins, our skin may burn, and that acid eats up our skin. So be careful whenever you contact with this particular concentrated acids, right? See, and also one more thing I just want to let you know about these acids. We might have observed that burning sensation whenever any ant bites to our skin, right? Have you observed, have you experienced any time that, yes, many times we are bitten by ant, yes or no? We are bitten by ant. Then what happens? Immediately we get a burning sensation, that an effective area. Yes or no? For example, here the ants comes and it bites me. Then what will happen? Immediately I'll rub it. I feel burning. Then what is taking place actually here? What is happening here actually? Then here I can tell you that in that ants, one kind of acid is present. So that is formic acid, because ants consist of acids and consist of acid. Then what acid it does consist? What acid it does consist is nothing but formic acid. Formic acid is present in the ants. Formic acid is present in the ants. So that is why whenever it bites us to our skin, it injects an acid called formic acid inside to our body. Immediately we will get a burning sensation. So due to the acid inject or released by ant, so we get a burning sensation. Fine. So like that, so we have to learn about acid. Fine. Okay. Now how these different acids so will react with different some other elements. Okay, for example, acids we know, so there are natural acids and there are mineral acids are there. Two types of acid we have discussed, and about indicators, about bases, everything we have discussed clear manner. Then how these acids, so when they are reacting with other metals, how do they behave? So what product do we obtain? Okay, let me tell you for that. For example, you just take any lemon juice or else any acid, you just take. For example, here for your for make you understand, here I have taken one small test tube. Are you able to see? One small test tube I have taken, and also I have taken the piece of lemon, I have squeezed inside it. So now in this test tube I have taken lemon juice, in the sense acid I have taken, right? So one test tube I have taken and I have taken in it acid. Then what I am going to do here, now I have to take, or I am going to take that different types of metals. Here I can take any metal, iron, copper, okay, iron, copper, zinc, aluminium. So all these are metals. You will come to know about metals in your higher classes. You just remember the names of metals. Okay, iron, copper, zinc, aluminium, etc. Fine. If I take any piece of them, if I take and if I add, okay, if I add to this acid, what will happen? What is the chemical reaction is taking place and how it is happen? Okay. For example, whenever you take any of them, so metal pieces, if you add to it any acid, what happens? Immediately one kind of gas is released. Okay, immediately one kind of gas is released, you can observe, but the gases are not visible to our naked eye. Okay, the gases are not visible, that we know, but how do we identify that gas is released or not from the test tube? We have to identify. Okay, then what do we have to do to know whether the gas is evolved from the test tube or not? So to identify the gas which is evolved from the test tube, so we need to introduce, okay, we need to introduce a matchstick, burning matchstick. We need to introduce a burning matchstick, so near the mouth of the test tube. Okay, so we just strike a matchstick, the lighted matchstick should be placed at the mouth of the test tube. Then automatically what will happen? So it will catch fire, again it will put off with a pop sound, so that indication, that sound can be understood by us. There is a gas that is nothing but hydrogen gas is evolved from the test tube, because whenever any acid is taken inside any test tube, if we add metals to that, So hydrogen gas is produced. What kind of gas is produced? Hydrogen gas is produced, but it is not visible. So to get the clarity, to make this more informative, to make this more understand, what do we have to do? So we have to introduce, or we have to place a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube. Automatically it catches fire, then it will end up, or it will extinguish, it will put off with a pop sound. So that pop sound so makes us to understand there is a gas is evolving from the test tube, that is nothing but hydrogen gas. Okay, so please remember, if any acid, okay, if any acid, if it is react with any metal, here M represent metal, okay, here M represent any metal, then what will happen? Hydrogen gas is released. Hydrogen gas is released. Here if I mention that upward arrow, it indicates that gas is evolved, okay, gas is releasing, gas is coming out. That you have to understand. In your higher studies you can come to know all these symbols. Here whenever acid reacts with metal atom, what will happen? Hydrogen gas is released. So here it is the experimental explanation, okay. And also one more thing, in our houses we know very well that our mothers or grandmothers, they used to preserve the pickles in the glass or porcelain containers. Why they have to prefer to store or to preserve that porcelain containers? Why not they don't use, okay, why not they don't go for to take or to prefer that metal containers? Because most of the things, most of the materials are being placed inside the containers, metal containers in olden days, because the plastic, so recently it is originated, but in olden days most of the containers were made up of metals. But especially for the pickles, they used to prefer porcelain or glass containers. Why can't they placed, okay, why they did not place any pickles in the metal containers? What happened if they placed it? What happened if they stored inside it? What happens if they preserved inside the metal containers? I have already explained you here. So whenever any metal, because metal containers means it is made up of metal, but when it is when it is touching with any acid, because pickle in the sense, again some kind of acid is present inside the pickles, right? Mango pickle we know, tomato and some other tamarind, everything. So we usually prepared in our home by our grandparents or grandmothers, okay. See, that kind of acids which are placed inside the containers which are made up of metals, automatically the inner walls of the container, they will form a green color layer on the walls of the inner side of the vessels. So that green color layer indicates there is a reaction is being happened between metal as well as acid. So that is dangerous. It is we shouldn't eat the pickle which is placed inside the metal containers, because it is very harmful to our body, and also it is not digestible. We may get lot of diseases. So to avoid that, to not store or to not preserve that kind of pickles inside the metal containers, so people used to prefer the porcelain containers or the glass containers to preserve the pickles, okay. See, that is the reason. So most of the people they do not preserve any pickle inside the metal containers, or either they prefer to plastic or they prefer to glass or any porcelain containers. This is the main reason. Because they will react with each other. Metal and acid will react with each other. So they will form a green color layer. So that is not good for our health. So we should avoid it. So we should escape from that kind of diseases which are affected to our body. Okay, is that clear? Thank you. So tomorrow in the next video I will come up with a new topic.